Do you think our democracy is at risk in this election?
I think that it is. I always keep saying democracy is great, of course, but democracy people take for granted. It's a word that some people don't even understand. They take it for granted. It's about right and wrong, period. The guy's a monster. It's beyond wrong. It's almost like he wants to do the most horrible things that he can think of in order to get a rise out of us. I don't know what it is, but he's been doing it, and it's...
Robert De Niro launched on a diatribe against Donald Trump last year, hurling insult after insult in almost every interview. As a self-appointed champion of democracy, De Niro went from calling Trump a monster to calling him a fascist. Here's the twist, however. His ferocious statements seemed less like acts of bravery and more like another double-standard Hollywood production. Enter Bill Maher, whose characteristic harsh honesty just tore apart De Niro's self-righteous performance. The mainstream media won't touch you if you thrive on unvarnished truth bombs and takedowns. Press the subscribe button. What comes next is something you won't want to miss.
I mean, the New York Times poll this week came out, and maybe this will change it with the State of the Union address, but Trump was beating him rather soundly. It was quite a warning light, 48 to 43, also winning way more among women than he had before, winning outright Latinos. What do you attribute that to?
I don't know. I just don't want to feel the way I did, and many of us don't, after the election in 19...
Trump derangement syndrome clouds logic and dismisses reality, as seen when Robert De Niro criticized Trump without considering why millions support him. Pre-election polls showed Trump rising, and Democrats saw the warning signs. Behind the scenes, concerns grew, and instead of a fair contest, the spotlight shifted to Kamala Harris while Biden exited gradually, revealing a strategy now clearer to many observers.
The guy is a total monster. And anybody, I don't understand it. I guess they get behind that kind of logic. They want to put people, screw them, because they're unhappy about something. He's such a mean, nasty, hateful person. I never play him as an actor because I can't see any good in him.
Hold on, did I hear correctly? In fact, when asked, Robert De Niro said that he would not portray Donald Trump. Let's go back. First of all, given how different De Niro and Trump appear, who in their right mind would consider casting De Niro as Trump? It would be completely ridiculous to portray Danny DeVito as LeBron James. De Niro isn't the only A-list actress in Hollywood, let's face it. This isn't some audacious moral stance. It's only an illusion. It's embarrassingly absurd at best. In its worst form, it sounds like the unrestrained babble of a guy who is becoming more and more detached from reality. Now fast forward to his irrational, absolutely insane prediction.
And we have to, and whoever the people are who want to vote for him, and there look like intelligent people around there, for some reason, it can't be. It cannot be. If he wins the election, you won't be on the show anymore. He'll come looking for me. There'll be things that happen that none of us can imagine. That's what happens in that kind of a dictatorship, which is what he says. Let's believe him. Take him at his word.
This is just crazy. It has been months since Trump returned to power. Furthermore, how many of Robert De Niro's spectacular apocalypse forecasts come to pass? Let's face it, nothing. Not one. However, this is what has transpired. Trump made a move that no one anticipated. He brought Bill Maher, one of his most scathing detractors, to the White House. Yes, the unrepentant Republican, ardent liberal contributor, and unrepentant Democrat Bill Maher. The worst part is still to come. Maher never had that level of access under any Democratic president. Trump did, not Obama, Clinton, or even Biden. Why? Trump doesn't shy away from difficult discussions. He doesn't cling to polished sound bites or hide in echo chambers. He leaps directly into the flames. And that's what makes him unquestionably successful in addition to being surprising. Thus, De Niro was correct in a sense. Though not the cataclysmic ones that left Hollywood in a state of shock, Trump has done unthinkable things.
Is at risk in this election?
I think that it is. I always keep saying democracy is great, of course, But democracy people take for granted. It's a word that some people don't even understand. They take it for granted. It's about right and wrong, period. The guy's a monster. He is beyond wrong. It's almost like he wants to do the most horrible things that he can think of in order to get a rise out of us. I don't know what it is, but he's been doing it, and
It is now painfully obvious that Robert De Niro is essentially ignorant of anything other than acting and insulting Donald Trump. Take a listen to his definition of democracy. Not everyone understands what it means, he begins, before giving a definition that is so ridiculously basic that it might have been taken from a middle school civics textbook. It's not just fundamental, it's also haughty and humiliating. But who's shocked, really? This is stereotypically woke, loud, self-congratulatory, Hollywood, and completely disconnected from reality. These individuals never see reality because they live in such a bubble. They deliberately work to stifle dissent while preaching about democracy. They assert that they are morally superior, yet they are intolerant of other opinions. De Niro is not an isolated anomaly. In a chorus of naive elites repeating one another from the shelter of red carpets, he is just the loudest voice. And the rest of us are done acting as if they are deserving of taking the lead in national discourse.
totally dumbfounded, baffled by that. I can't understand it. And it's a thing that we've seen over decades and decades. Tammy Faye and the other one.
Yes.
Same thing, give us your money.
televangelist.
Yeah, televangelist. It's just the same.
Robert De Niro didn't just criticize Trump. He went after everyday Americans who support him, dismissing millions as naive or ignorant. From his Hollywood bubble, he repeats the talking points of TV pundits and late-night comedians, presenting them as original insights. It's not genius, it's groupthink, and many Americans are tired of being lectured by celebrities who mistake fame for wisdom.
Favorite president, I forgive you, Bobby, for being such a loser about the election. It's not your fault you were born with a low IQ. It's not your fault, Bobby. Believe me. Bobby, your favorite president won. Kamala lost. She lost so strongly. You were wrong. You're a loser. You're a total loser. This show sucks. You're gonna get low.
Who made Robert De Niro the moral guide for voters? Living in a Hollywood bubble, he's far removed from the struggles of families facing rising costs and tight wages under Biden. It comes across as dismissive when he criticizes Americans who support Trump, since he's never had to make the tough choices many face daily. He's free to dislike Trump, but that doesn't justify belittling hardworking people for supporting a leader they feel listens to them. Activism shouldn't be mistaken for arrogance.
Revelations tonight about the Biden inner circle's efforts to hide his decline, including the scene in which the campaign staged a fake town hall. Why? Well, to quell concerns about his age and ability to interact with.
They buried it, facing it directly. To hide what everyone could already see, they gave the media well-crafted talking points, restricted his public appearances, and protected him from difficult questioning. However, the truth is now at last coming to light. The entire scope of Biden's mental deterioration and how it sent the DNC into a full-blown crisis are supposedly going to be revealed in a new book written by CNN's Jake Tapper. The cover-up is falling apart, and the truth is far more repulsive than anybody could have predicted.
And use fake town halls. Now, I would say those town halls usually are in addition to real town halls. Joe Biden was doing neither. This fake town hall was in order to film it so they could make it into campaign commercials. They filmed it in Delaware with supporters. But Joe Biden at this point, this is the spring of 2024, Joe Biden's town hall, which was closed to press, was so bad that campaign officials determined that it was not usable for a campaign commercial. So they took 90 minutes, 2 hours out of the president's day. They filmed an entire town hall, and they determined that it was.
At a carefully staged town hall with a friendly audience, prepared questions, and polished lighting, President Biden still struggled to maintain composure. Despite the setup, he stumbled over words, lost his train of thought, and had moments of visible confusion. Even on simple questions, his responses shifted mid-sentence, sometimes ending awkwardly. At this stage, the concern goes beyond party politics. It's about leadership and whether he is fully present in the role.
Some people say this was because Joe Biden was incoherent. He could not really articulate his thoughts in a pithy or even semi-normal way. Some people just said like the lighting was bad. That was sort of the 2 points of view. But the point is, it shows how like what the campaign status was in the spring of 2024 when they were trying to, deal with a candidate that wasn't.
The real question is, why now? What prompted Jake Tapper to release a book highlighting Biden's struggles when his cognitive issues were visible for years? The stumbles and confusion weren't hidden, yet much of the media downplayed or ignored them, while Democrats acted as if nothing was wrong to hold power. Now, as polls shift, a tell-all emerges. It feels like an attempt to manage damage and rewrite history, but it may be too late.